Hello everybody, how's it going? Tuckin here, aka Trap Savage, and today I'm gonna just do a little tutorial on how you can build walls, have them self-standing, have them floating. This is the wall tutorial. So first off, I'm going to show how to make self-standing walls, which is also the same way on how to make floating walls. It uses the same logic, and I am going to show all possible ways of doing so. Just want to give you a heads up, this is going to be a pretty long video. So because I'm going over a few different building techniques and applications, maybe about 20 minutes or so. I'll try to be as concise as I can, but you know, I'm not really doing any big editing, or you know, I'm not a YouTuber or anything like that. So pretty much just kind of take it through what it is. The first step is going to be, you can use roofs. Attach a wall to it, store the roofs, and boom, that wall is floating. You do the same thing here. And your wall is floating. With the perimeter wall frames, you have to store that wall first, then store the frame, then you can place it back when you're finished. Just like that. Now another method is going to be turning a wall into a door. Then you'll be able to store anything put under that. If you happen to want a double stack and you will realize that you can't store anything, as you can see, just turn the one above into a wall, into a doorway. Then you can store the one above, then you can store the one you could store the one below and then store the one above. If you happen to do something like this and you realize you can't store anything, you have to connect it back to the ground. So you can just do that, and you see that you can store it just fine. Or if you've done something like that, connect it back to the ground. Make sure these are facing the same direction. I'm going to show you right now. Well, let's click. No, it won't click. Alright, let me do this. Alright. So I connected it back to the ground. The logic is flowing through these roofs and down to these walls. As you can see, I'm able to store them. However, if the roof is facing different directions and you know you wasn't paying attention, you won't be able to do so. And also, if you see here, I was trying to rotate this. I can't do it. This one doesn't even just want to click. So just make sure everything's facing the same direction. you will be able to scrap things. You can use this for different type of applications. One application can be if you want to make an outer wall for your settlement and for your camp. Alright, so you can do something like this and then turn them back into walls. Then place these half walls under it. This personally I find the easiest way for making outer walls for your settlement, because you always have everything at a level, and if you want to go and build if you want to first off remove something, this works best with this if you're working on uneven land, and you know there's like maybe a slope. If you follow the little orange dot, the rectangle, and you're working with something that's probably going a little uneven or slant like that, you'll be able to clear up spots. And if there's a spot that you can't exactly clear up, you place a foundation. And when I mean clear up, if there's a spot that you can't place this, maybe it's too close to the ground, then that's when you place your foundation. And the outside may look like that. Let's see if you can put a little. Yeah, you can. Oh no, you can't. You used to be able to do it. They took it away. So, and this is how I end up building some of my camps. I first place my outer wall, and whatever spots that I can't, block up, I would just put a foundation there, and that's how I decide where I built my buildings at. Do a little something like this. This is a common one. So that can work out. You can quickly make a shop or crafting areas. You can even make it into a small home if you want to. Oh, that's what he was talking about. It's intersecting. There's something else that changed. You used to be able to place a floor like this, especially on a roof. There we go. Yang the White Fang, if you happen to be watching this video, that's the solution to your problem. Remove the floor, then place the wall. And put everything back. Okay. I'll show again here. Remove the floor. Place the wall. And place the floor back. So that's what it looks like from the outside. Person comes in, and one thing that you can even do is this. I think this might be a little bit, yeah, that's too short. So if you want something, you can put a sign up here, and you can also put like a gate so you can kind of have a little entrance. This is where you can kind of let your imagination go. Because right now I just left a one wall empty. But say for example, if you left 2 walls empty, let me get rid of this. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. You can add one of those. You'll be able to fit through, or you can change up the size, you know, proper planning beforehand. So that's how you can do some of your outer wall barriers with floating walls. You can keep everything even. Now if you want to do curved walls, which I will show how to do here, you would do this. Again, it won't be as neat. I mean, it'll still be neat, but you know, especially if you take your time with it. But it won't be. You might come up with some little discrepancies here and there on other sections of your wall. Depending on how careful you are. Yeah, that's also a little pain. I hate dealing with stuff like that. If you come up with a situation like that, just which way is that roof? Connect everything back to something attached to the ground. Let's make sure these are all facing the same direction. Yeah, now you can place that. There we go. So that's one way you can do it. Of course, you can always just do this to get rid of your wall frame. So you can do something like that. And you can also, you know, basically make any shape that you want. If you just remember where you line things up at. I don't think I'll be able to place it because of that metal frame. I mean, not the metal frame, but the railing on the highway. When you're moving these for, like, you know, kind of little areas to fine touch it, you want to grab them by the stairs, not by this barrier part. Grab it by the stairs and you'll be able to do so. So just make sure you have a good view, look at the stairs, then press X. You'll be able to finagle that around. I have to move it down a little bit. And if you run into any type of problems placing the walls, like how I did here, I can't place this little half point. You can either do it the way that I showed you and remove that, or you can just work around it, but not like work around it as in just pretend it isn't there, but do this. There's always a workaround if it will place. This just doesn't want to connect. Nah, whatever. See? Now that's able to click. I wonder if this will work. Probably won't. No, it won't work. There we go. Now I can do this. Put him back. Put him back. Heck, for the sake of it, I can even just continue if you kind of like the shape that you're working with. Now, one thing if you notice, on these I did the half wall, I mean I did the full wall at the bottom and a half wall at the top. While over here I did the full wall at the top and half wall at the bottom. You could do it either way. It's just one thing that you, because one thing that this allows is for you to, especially if you leveled it out at the bottom. I didn't level it out at the bottom, but you can make little areas so you can still walk under it. And if you want to get rid of these, remember you run into that problem. You just got to connect it right back down to the floor. So actually I'm going to start from this end. So that's one way you can connect it right back down to the floor, or you can connect it back down to the floor this way. Yeah. Depends on if it wants to let you click. Here we go. Well, or there's always this option, as I've shown before. You will be able to store or scrap these when they're just by themselves. That's no problem. You can always do that. These float, by the way. Or if for some reason you just want these stairs up, and let me move this for now. If you look here, I can't store them because the stairs. I have to store the stairs first, then I'll be able to store the foundation. But if you want the stairs there, maybe as a marker for something, or you know, for whatever reason that you might want the stairs, you got to place another piece of foundation. Then you can store the stairs. I mean, store the foundation attached to the stairs. Oh, come on, don't tell me it's doing this mess up again. Oh, probably that. Yeah, so you can just do that. You're able to get away with stuff. I don't know why. When there's multiple foundations attached to it as well. So, see? Say you was marking this because you wanted to put, you know, something else here, a half wall or a barrier or something like that. You know, for whatever reason, that's how you do it. So that's the end of the tutorial for walls. The next tutorial that I'm going to go into is going to be floating camps, because we're going to be working with roofs. So keep a lookout for that.